So the Miami Heat win Game 2 of the NBA Finals, and we are officially cleared of a sweep. Now the question is, how did they do it? The Heat obviously performed well in their own right, and they played well and got contributions from a lot of different guys in big moments, especially Duncan Robinson with 10 points in the fourth quarter. But let's talk about the key metric that stands out immediately when you look at the rap sheet: three-point shooting. The Miami Heat were 17 of 35 from three and shot almost 50%, 48.6% to be exact. The Nuggets on the other end shot 11 of 28 threes and were right at 40%, which is a really good shooting night. But when you're letting the other team shoot almost 50% and they hit 6 more threes than you, that's an 18.3-point advantage. You then look back and see Max Strus shoots the ball well from three, especially in that first quarter. He was lighting things up, but then you look at it and you're like, well, how did they get so many good looks? And honestly, that is a big part of the reason why we're looking at this in particular stat, because the Nuggets had a lot of defensive breakdowns that gave room for the Miami Heat to be able to get hot from three and be able to hit efficiently from three. And if you give this team looks, they're talented and skilled enough to be able to make sure they knock them down and make you pay for them. So let's look at this first play. On this play, the Denver Nuggets fail to communicate on an out-of-bounds play that springs Max Strus open for a three. Nikola Jokic is aware of the play and is calling it out before the inbound. This is one of the earliest instances of miscommunication on Denver's part. When Gabe Vincent comes to set up the screen, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope gets hemmed up on it and is now out of the play. In this scenario, it seems the Nuggets wanted Jamal Murray to stay on Gabe Vincent to avoid a mismatch. As a result, KCP should be switching on to Kevin Love, with Michael Porter Jr. then switching on to Max Strus on the catch rather than him midway in his shooting motion. By the time an NBA player is that far in their shooting motion and you're that far in a closeout, that is pretty much an open look. And they normally count an open look if a guy is about 6 feet away from a guy when he's closing out. If Michael Porter Jr. successfully switches on the play and is there early on the catch, it takes away the three and either makes Max Strus put the ball on the floor or go into Kevin Love in the post with KCP guarding him, but with Nikola Jokic close by to play help defense. This is one of the first instances of this. Now let's look at the next play. KCP and MPJ just cross wires and give up a wide open three to Max Strus. Here it seems as though the two are supposed to switch on the play as KCP is pointing for MPJ to recover back to Max Strus. However, they sell out on the trap, which gives Gabe Vincent the easy bounce pass opening to Strus for an open three. The miscommunication is exacerbated after the play when you see KCP upset with MPJ on not switching and leaving Strus open for three, MPJ being Michael Porter Jr. And again here, it's the same thing on another play, where the Nuggets miscommunicate on defense and leave Strus open for another three. At this point, Strus has slipped the screen a few times when he's setting it and does it again here. The game plan here seems to be for the Nuggets to switch to play again as Murray ends up on Jimmy Butler, but Aaron Gordon stays with Butler as well. Butler recognizes it, and the minute he sees Gordon stick with him, he turns and passes it to Strus. Gordon recognizes his error a step too late and tries to recover, and you can even see Murray pointing for him to go back to Strus. However, Strus is already letting go of the shot by the time Gordon even recovers and can close out. A good hint for who made the mistake on a play like this is seeing who the frustrated player is on the play and who's the player that really has no expression. On here, you see Murray is visibly irritated by the defensive hiccup, and this is just a tip of the iceberg in this game. There are so many more examples of this type of thing happening in this game, and really it seemed like it was a game where the Nuggets weren't entirely locked in defensively, and they gave up a lot of these type of buckets to the Heat throughout the course of the game. And think about it, predominantly what I've shown here is the first quarter. I haven't even gotten to the latter stages of the game where a lot of these momentum plays really do hedge how the game is going to go. Here, Porter Jr. loses track of Strus while playing help defense. He's trying to play help defense on Cody Zeller since Nikola Jokic is coming over to play help on the other side as well, and he's trying to fill the lane, and then Michael Porter Jr. is trying to come on the backside in case on the dribble penetration, if the guy wants to dump the pass off to Cody Zeller, MPJ can be there to try and maybe get a block from behind or deter that pass or try and get a steal or something like that. But naturally in that position, you know, you're aware of where your man is, so you can then close out to their body if they try to make that pass to the short corner, which is normally how these plays tend to go. And here you just see Michael Porter Jr. takes the wrong route on the closeout since he did not realize Strus relocated to the corner and thinks he's still in the same spot from when the play started. Then you look on this next play, KCP is in no man's land trying to help Aaron Gordon guard Jimmy Butler. He passes off Caleb Martin to MPJ, who then passes him off to Bruce Brown. So Michael Porter Jr. is guarding Kyle Lowry on this play here. KCP never shows the hard trap or double teams Jimmy. He's just in the lane away from Strus, who gets an easy catch and shoot. If the game plan here was to double Butler, Michael Porter Jr. should be up higher playing between both Lowry and Strus, so whomever gets the initial pass, he should be up higher on this play, so that then if the pass is made to Strus here, he then can go and feint at Strus, or he can commit to Strus. Then KCP then needs to go and full on run out to Kyle Lowry and contest that open wide shot from Kyle Lowry. Nobody really has a good closeout of Strus here, and Strus is able to get off a good look. And so on this play, I really fault both players because they both just had bad positioning, and it seems like bad communication overall. It's really unclear as to what the game plan here was in terms of how KCP was trying to affect Jimmy Butler on offense. Obviously, he was trying to deter him from driving, but if you're going to deter him from driving and you want to sell out on that double, then Michael Porter Jr. definitely needs to be filling in behind him. But it just seems as though KCP never made the full commitment, and in which Michael Porter Jr. never makes the full commitment on his end. Those are just a few examples I took, and there's even more examples later on in the game. I think that there's plenty of things to see there that the Denver Nuggets can review in film session. So far, it seems like for what I see from the Miami Heat, their goal is to put Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray in a lot of different types of actions, specifically Michael Porter Jr., because it seems like his defensive IQ is lacking. You big dummy. And it's very evident on a lot of plays, especially when it comes to miscommunications and where guys feel like they're supposed to be on different actions and stuff like that. So I think that for the Heat, they're definitely going after Denver's two weakest defensive players, and I think that's a smart strategy, because that was one thing, I think it's one of the things I noted in my podcast and also maybe in one of my TikToks, where I discussed how Denver is really good at getting mismatches, and I think that for the Heat to be able to combat them in an effective manner, they have to force mismatches on the other end too. It can't just be a one-sided thing where Denver's forcing the play style of the game. The Heat have to force Denver on their back foot in some instances as well, and you see that in this game where you're forcing them to have to optimize their defense to cater to the fact that Michael Porter Jr. is weak on that end, but he is the stronger option on their offensive end. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Of course, give me a comment down below. What do you think about this video? What do you think about the Heat's Game 2 win, and what options do you think they can take from this win to Game 3? And also, what do you think Denver can learn from this game as outside of what I just noted, and how can they also respond in Game 3? Look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Drop me a like, and if you enjoyed this video a lot, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you want to share this with a friend, I would definitely appreciate that. It would definitely help spread the channel out and get more people interested in what's going on here. But guys, until next time, I'm out.